Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be going over some valuable advice on the three main bank accounts, or the three main pots at least, that would be a good starting point to get set up in business. Or even if you are already in business and you've not got things set up this way, you might find it useful. So I'm going to go over them step by step, but these are crucial for managing your finances when it comes to business and ensuring that the operation of your business is smooth at the end of the day. So what you want firstly is a main business bank account. Now this is going to be the bank account that covers salaries, that's going to cover expenses, softwares that you'll need for the business, subscriptions, paying the accountants out of, everything that goes along with running a business, the expenses. You want a main business bank account for exactly that. So covering overheads, essentially. That is going to be fundamental in making sure the operation runs smoothly and you've got enough money in there always to be able to cover expenses. That's going to be like your main hub, if you like, of the business bank accounts. And then, as I say, you'd have two more bank accounts, or if you've got an account like, for instance, Starling or Monzo, where you can set up pots, then you can also just set up pots within the same bank account. But I'd advise for at least one of those bank accounts to be separate. Just as well, if you do, just bear in mind, if you hit the insured limit of 85k, as soon as you go over that, if the bank goes down or anything like that, you're not insured for anything above 85k in most circumstances. Obviously things are always changing, so do your own due diligence, your own research on this, but even for personal accounts and for most business accounts, you're only insured up to a maximum of 85k. Anything you go above that, if the bank collapses, you lose. So just have that in mind. So the second account that you want is basically your salary pot. So whether you're paying yourself 20% from the business, 40% from the business, as soon as you get paid in terms of an invoice, so you do a transaction, you send out an invoice, you get paid. What you want to do straight away is you want to put a certain allocation of what you're going to pay yourself into this separate bank account. For us, we've got it set up as a pot inside Starling, and we put straight away, as soon as we get paid, we split the payments up. So 20 or 40%, depending on your circumstances, might be more, will go straight into that pot, and that's the pot that you're going to pay yourself out of. So it just helps you not get carried away with one big bank account, because it's so easy, especially for us at the start. We didn't have things set up in this manner, and for us at the start, we thought, there's quite a lot of money in there, but then you're not taking into consideration as closely your day-to-day expenses, all the costs that you've got to cover, salaries, VAT to pay, your own salaries to pay. Whereas if you split it up into these three separate accounts, it's going to make life a hell of a lot easier and just be a lot easier on the eye in terms of balancing the books, essentially. So yeah, the second pot that you want is basically the pot that you're going to pay yourself out of, or the bank account that you're going to pay yourself out of. So as I say, this can be a separate pot, could be a separate bank account, but whether you're paying yourself 20% a month from the profits, 40% a month from the profits, you want to keep that separate from the main business account. So pay yourself first. Right, so the last account that you need, the final and third account that you need, is an account to store your VAT in. So value added tax, you have to keep this separate. You have to obviously pay your taxes. So we would suggest putting your tax as soon as you get paid. Obviously, and a certain amount from that has straight away got to be allocated for VAT. So as soon as you do get paid, make sure you're putting your VAT away, because then if you get carried away with one bank account and you're doing all your spending out of that, and you're getting a bit carried away, and all of a sudden when the VAT bill comes in, if you've got a bit carried away and got a bit ahead of yourself, then you could come unstuck. So just have that in mind. But ultimately today, the conclusion is to just, for a smooth, well-oiled business in terms of finances, you want them three bank accounts set up. Or, as I say, at least one or two bank accounts. One might be a pot within that bank account, but this is going to help you sort of balance the books. It's going to give you peace of mind knowing where all your money is and what it's allocated to. So obviously I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, do your own due diligence. Obviously look into the banks. The banks charge all types of different fees and costs for business bank accounts. So make sure you pick a bank that you're happy with at the end of the day. But best of luck on your business journey. If you haven't already, drop me a subscribe. That really helps the channel grow. Comment if you've got any of your own comments, and if you think someone could see this, feel free to share it. Thank you. Bye-bye.